Music Copyright Issues with Ricky Berger, Esquire, from the Audio Skills Podcast by Carmen Davis, EBMS Digital Leadership Portfolio. Introduction. Welcome. First and foremost, I am a musician, singer-songwriter, producer, and arranger. I also want to develop and help other artists and songwriters, as well as start a streaming service. In this presentation, I will be reviewing and summarizing information about copyright issues. The podcast. The podcast I will be using can be found on iTunes, and it is from a new podcast that started this month called the Audio Skills Podcast. I listened to episode 2, Music Copyright Issues with Ricky Berger, Esquire. The host. The host is Scott Hawksworth, founder of RecordingExcellence.com and the Audio Skills Podcast. The guest and legal expert. Lawyer Dr. Ricky Berger is a guitar player and has been a lawyer for over 30 years. He is the founder and CEO of 2 companies, Metro West Music Industry Collaborative and Dinsdale Media Group. He has also been an adjunct professor at the University of Massachusetts in Lowell, Massachusetts for almost 8 years, teaching publishing and copyright law. 3 key concepts. Number 1, song protection and rights. There are 2 distinct rights associated with a song, and these are the questions that must be answered. Who owns the rights to the underlying physical work? Who owns the rights to the sound recording? There's a difference between the song and the sound recording. Inside the sound recording is the song, but inside of the song are words written by a person or persons. Before the song is recorded, it is considered to be a musical work that exists. This question could include the engineer, bass player, lead vocalist, or a multitude of other individuals. If the copyright includes more than one person, the next questions are: who is in charge of the publishing? Who is in charge of the administration deals? Who is in charge of auditing? There needs to be some type of agreement between all parties involved with the song, and all the legalities need to be finalized prior to the recording of the song so that there are no disputes in the future. Remember this: the filing of a statement of ownership in the Copyright Office is a statement. It is not necessarily the truth. Attorney Berger. First use. When sending out demos, put "for demonstration purposes only" on the CDs and packaging. This practice maintains my rights of first use on my song, so no one else can cover it. Copyright law says no one else can cover your original work until you publicly distribute it. However, if you put your music on YouTube or a similar site, it is considered to be publicly distributed and covers can be made. 2. Sampling and remixing. If you or your artist have a song that has a substantial similarity to an established song, don't record it without checking or getting permission. Even if the song is written from the vibe of the song, you should let other people you trust hear it and get their input on what it sounds like. Fair use liabilities are always decided in court, and if you go ahead and record it, you could end up with a cease and desist letter and a big lawsuit, similar to the Blurred Lines lawsuit. Remixing has taken on a life of its own, and I was shocked to learn that I should seek to do a deal, get licensing terms, and permissions before playing around with song stems. The reason being, the stems would be considered to be pirated. Number 2, remixes are considered to be a derivative work. I didn't know that. Only the copyright holder holds the right to copy. And yes, remixes are a copy. I like to flip old hit songs and write new sections to them. I learned that in order to do this legally, I wouldn't need to contact the copyright holder, but I would need to do this step. Get a compulsory license by going to a clearinghouse such as the Harry Fox Agency. When filling out the paperwork for the license, I must explain the usage of the song, or in other words, what do I want to use it for? Copyright royalties are 9.1 cents for a song, 5 minutes or less, 1.75 cents for a song greater than 5 minutes. On the form, I must put download for download. If I was going to use a song for download, I must put on the form how many people I expect to download the song. For example, 500 people times 9.1 cents equals $45.50. This is what I would pay for the license. However, if more people download the song, I am legally responsible to get another license for the additional usage. If I were using the song for streaming, it carries the same responsibility but adds royalties to the mix. This means I must make sure the paperwork is properly filled out to make this happen. When a song is publicly performed, the owner gets royalties. Key point to remember: YouTube covers cannot be combined with moving images. The liability for this infraction is damages up to $250,000. Information about legally monetizing cover videos on YouTube can be found under support on the help menu. Summary: this podcast was very informative. It was geared towards independent producers and provided a lot of insight into the copyright arena and the liabilities associated with it. Attorney Berger gave some profound words of wisdom and not only quoted the sections of copyright law that we should be most familiar with, 17 U.S.C. sections 106 and 107. He broke them down and explained the liabilities associated with them. According to what I just learned, I could have been involved in at least 2 lawsuits, one involving remixing and the other involving matching the vibe of a song. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that these concepts will help me and the artists I produce or manage avoid legal liabilities, stay out of court, and maintain good business practices.